Alright folks, this video is going to be about Windows Hyper-V in Windows 11 Pro. It's just going to be a quick how to set up and bring in a new ISO. The reason I'm doing this video is because I had a little bit of trouble doing it myself the first few times. And so I figured I'd just do a video about it. Again, this is going to be a short one. We're doing Windows Hyper-V with some Linux. And we're importing new ISOs. So you might be able to see I've got a few already imported here. I've got an Arch, I've got a Debian, I've got a Ubuntu 2404, that's the latest. Now this one here, the 2204 LTS Ubuntu, is part of the Hyper-V package. So before we get in too deep, let's just go over a few requisites. This stuff is only available in the Pro version, so if you don't have Windows 10 Pro or Windows 11 Pro, this might be interesting for you, but you're not going to be able to do a whole lot. Now, the other thing is, in order to run virtual machines, which is what Hyper-V is it's a program for running virtual machines. I'm assuming you already know that if you're watching this. They use up a lot of RAM. Okay, so you better have some RAM. The more the better. I don't know what you plan to do with your virtual machines, but just be advised that they're RAM hogs, so make sure you have some RAM. I have 96 gigabytes of 6600 RAM, so I'm good for a few machines. You might be wondering, why do I have so much damn RAM? It's because I was looking to run some LLMs locally. You should check out my other videos if you think that's neat. Haven't made any big progress, but whatever. So let's just take a quick look at what we can do in Hyper-V without bringing in a new image. What do I mean by a new image? I mean these ISO files. I'm not going to show you where to get them. As you can see, I've got the Kali, I've got Debian, I've got Ubuntu, I've got Arch. So if you're interested on knowing where to get those, leave it in the comments. Maybe I'll do another video. But let's just see what you can do in Hyper-V without importing anything new. So what did I do? I clicked here on Quick Create, and this little menu pops up. You've got this information here. It's all very nice. You can have more options. You can name your machine. Now, I don't know what these Windows ones are because I've never tried them. And for the record, I've never opened either of these. I've used Ubuntu 18 and 20, in the past. But since I built this computer back in, I think, August, I've only ever used this one on this machine, so just FYI. And this version here is in fact this one here, okay? So if I were to open this up and create the virtual machine right here, it would create something similar to this. Now, I'm going to show you guys with the Kali Linux. I haven't actually used this ISO Kali Linux yet, so let's hope I don't look like a fool. But you might have noticed it's absent here, so it'll be brand new, it'll be fresh. Like I said, I haven't actually used it yet. So we'll do a trial by fire example and show you how it's done. So we'll go to our thingy here. We'll go to new virtual machine. We'll just hit next. You'll name it whatever you want to name it. Let's see, Kali. 2024.3 is what they call it. Okay. Store in, no, we'll just keep the default location. Now this is where I get tripped up, folks. This is where I would get confused at first, and even after I learned the right way a few times, I still screwed up a few times after. And like to me, I always like to try to be as current as possible, right? And actualize and all that. So I kind of read this and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess it must be generation 2. No, big mistake. Just choose generation 1. I don't get it. I don't understand. If anybody knows, throw it in the comments. I'd be interested to hear. Here you can assign your memory, you can assign dynamic, non-dynamic, you can set whatever you want. Here you want to set your default switch. Folks, you'll notice most of this stuff's pretty intuitive. But it's that generation 1, 2 thing that will cause it to fail. I'm not going to show you the failure, I'm just going to show you the success. I'm going to knock this down to 30 gigabytes. I want to give them 127. I'm going to keep my address. No, I'm not going to create, yeah, so this is creating the virtual disk. I'm going to give them 30 gigabytes. Now I'm going to give you another clue, folks. If you're doing this and you're on your second or third time, you might come up to an error here. If you've already got a hard drive for a previous attempt, it will error, and I'm going to show you how to find that hard drive. So you go to your C, your backslash, and here's the magic, folks. You have to actually manually type this in because it's a hidden folder, okay? It's a hidden folder. You otherwise will not see it and you won't be able to find it. So you have to manually type in program data, okay? And then you basically just follow this address here. Program data, Microsoft Windows, virtual hard disk. And you can see here all the hard drives that are associated with these various machines. And you can see that they're all roughly 10 gigabytes because that's what I've been setting them at, is 10 gigabytes. I forget why, I don't know. I guess Arch really is super light. Okay, so enough of that. So like I said, if you get to this stage and you hit next and you run into errors, go to this address that I showed you here, delete your previously created hard drive, and then click next and it should work out for you. Okay? Okay, so now this is where we're going to choose that Kali Linux ISO, the ISO file. Again, if you guys don't know where to get this stuff, request it in the comments and maybe I'll do another video on that. So we actually want to specifically tell it. We're just going to tell it right now. We're going to say choose an ISO. We're going to choose the Kali Linux, open them up. Next. Just confirm that this is all what you wanted and you're good. You're good to go, folks. Let's see what we've got. What do we have? Kali Linux. See, there it is. So it's off right now. So what do? You right click. You can hit start. You can hit connect. You can do whatever you want. See? It takes you to start anyways. Now, this is good. If you don't get this very quickly, it usually means something's wrong. And for me, it was that generation 2 thing. What it looked like when it errored, because I would get to here, it would take a long time to get to this. And instead, after about 45 seconds, it would crash out, okay? So you can see here that we're at the install screen. Now, I'm not going to go through a Kali Linux install. Yeah, again, if that's something that interests you folks, leave it in the comments. If I get enough, maybe I'll do a video. But there you have it, folks. That's how you can bring in new ISOs into Hyper-V. Now, this particular version is Windows 11. This is Windows 11 Pro. Again, you need the Pro version. You also need ample RAM. So thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a great one.